I went from the GPs to the hospital in about 5 hours, and I got ATRA that evening. So that was me beginning treatment, basically 2 minutes after I walked into the hospital and saw the consultant. My name is Eilidh Ann Dewar. I'm 39 years old, and in 2018, I was diagnosed with acute promyelocytic leukemia. I had just gone back to work from maternity leave. I felt really, really tired. Found even getting up in the morning really difficult. And I put that down to being a busy new mum who went back to work, as basic as that. And as the days went on, I started to notice I came out in bruises, really large, unusual bruises across my chest and stomach. And again, sort of wrote that off, perhaps maybe an iron disorder, so, just maybe not quite ticking on properly, but left it. And then perhaps sort of between 7 and 10 days after that, the bruises were completely black, very, very dark, and were not getting better. So I made an appointment with my GP. So he originally said, look, I think you have a blood disorder called ITP, and you need to go to the hospital tonight for a blood transfusion, and you'll be probably off work for around, I can't remember if he said between 6 weeks and 6 months. So it's fairly serious, but really, really flexible. And one of the things he said was, these things can be caused by things like leukemia, but I don't think it's that right now. So he printed me off a sheet with the information of what ITP was, and he said, your blood's going to the hospital, the local hospital, for review right now. Go home and pack a bag for the hospital tonight, and I'll phone you in an hour when your bloods are back. So he was taking it quite seriously from the off. But again, I think that was because of the size and severity of the bruises on my stomach. And now when I look back at it. So I went home, I packed my overnight bag, literally one night's worth of clothes and toiletries. In between that time, I picked my daughter up from nursery, took her home, phoned my husband and said, we're going to have to go to hospital here, need to get childcare. So, it was all kind of, okay, this isn't great, but, it's not horrendous. We can, let's just get this fixed. So the GP then phoned me about an hour later, and he said, yeah, your platelets are 6, and that's not good. And I didn't know anything about what platelets should be, or probably even what platelets were. Probably have very basic knowledge of the human body at that point. So he said, you need to go to A&E right now, and we need to get you booked in. Again, still thinking it was ITP and I would stay overnight. So my husband took me to A&E, and I was booked in, got my white band around my wrist, ready for admission to the ward here. And then things got a little bit different. I was told to wait in the A&E reception. I'd had a second blood test just on arrival at the hospital, and I could see the hospital doctor was on the telephone in a sort of side room. And the A&E doctor took myself and my husband probably about half an hour later into one of the consulting rooms in A&E, and he said, we think you've got leukemia. You're going in the ambulance that's out there just now straight to the Beatson Cancer Hospital in Glasgow. And that's what happened.